Hi, this is Kif Inlow-Bates, CEO of Chainfrog here, and today I'm going to be talking about MultiDasher, which is an open source tool that we're putting out there, which allows you to connect Drupal to multi-chain, the blockchain engine, and manage blockchains through this. So the system has an Angular front end at the moment, but it could equally have been coded up in React. Then we're using a headless Drupal install in order to manage all the assets and nodes and information using Drupal's content management system powers. And finally, there's a multi-chain backend that drives the actual blockchains. So all the components are open source as well, and the whole thing meshes together very nicely. Now, when you install MultiDasher for the first time and log in past the login pane, you end up on the control panel here, as we can see. And when you start it up, you're automatically connected to a blockchain called FrogChain, which we are running in order to provide a registry. Namely, one of the purposes of the FrogChain blockchain is to allow people to register their own blockchains and share the connection strings. And this overcomes a problem with multi-chain in that allowing people to join your blockchain at the moment requires you to contact the administrator via email or something and get him to or her to actually enable your account. Whereas with this system, this is all actually automated. So on the first pane, let's have a look at how easy it is to launch a new blockchain. So I'm going to call it new blockchain. The capitalization correct here, and a URL for connecting to it. There we go. Then we have the parameters. In the next release, because we're currently in pre-alpha, this will actually be a checklist and options list, only showing you the relevant data rather than everything. But for now, this works. So we click Next, just take the default values, and we launch, and it says the blockchain has been launched. And by the way, I'm working in the dev copy here at the moment, so I get all sorts of extra messages. So with any luck, that's fired up, and indeed, there it is. New blockchain is on the block. It's available for use. So on the left-hand side, you can select which blockchain you want to work on. So you can have multiple blockchains running, and they can serve different purposes. At the moment, I now have the standard FrogChain, and I have my new blockchain. So let's have a look at FrogChain first. You'll see it says that I've got an account balance of 110. There's actually 100 reputation tokens, because everyone who joins FrogChain gets those tokens, and 10 votes tokens. And those vote tokens can be used to allocate them to new features for this project. We go to FrogChain, and we can see that we have a whole bunch of parameters here. Now let's go and have a look at my wallet. So a wallet is a collection of addresses that are my personal addresses that I can use for different purposes. Because I actually launched FrogChain, I have the root address here, and then there's a personal one that those tokens that I mentioned were put into. And I can create a new one. Let's say I want an address to handle FrogChain billing. I go create address. The address is created. And now my wallet has 3 addresses, a personal one, a billing one, and the root one. And I can create as many addresses as I like, and I can even move assets between those addresses. So let's now go and have a look at assets. So the FrogChain blockchain at the moment has votes and reputation tokens. Let's say I want to create a new asset. I'm going to create tadpoles. I don't know why I would want those. We'll have 101 tadpoles. I will allow myself to issue more later if I need to print more. I will send them to FrogChain billing, and I will say that these are test amphibian currencies. Create the asset. It says you have created it, and with any luck, once it refreshes, there they are at the top. We have a third token or asset available on the FrogChain blockchain. Because we're using Drupal, we can use all the content management and data storage systems that it provides. And so, for example, we can have an address book. At the moment, I have no one in my address book, but I can add a recognizable name. Let's say someone called Gareth, and he might be a consultant I'm working with. and I will put in his address, and I can create him, and then he goes in my address book, and from now on I don't need to know his address. I can just type Gareth, and MultiDasher will automatically replace that with the blockchain address when I'm sending him stuff. So that's a quick overview. Finally, let's have a look at switching to the different blockchain. So I created a new blockchain, and this blockchain has no assets, and my wallet has no addresses at the moment. So I'll make a new address. And it should be there any moment now. There we go. Again, because I created that blockchain, I have the root address as well. And I can go and create assets on this. Let's say we're going to have salamanders. And this time I will create one unique salamander. I will send them to the root address this time. I'll say different animal, and I'll create that asset. And there it is. The token is available. So that's a very quick lightning tour of what this is doing. At the moment, we're handling asset creation and transfer, and blockchain creation and transfer. Very shortly, we'll improve the registry so that anybody who creates their own blockchain can announce it to the world or to a select subset of people. And after that, we intend to move on to data streams, which I think will be very interesting because you can use blockchains, especially multi-chain, in order to publish data on the blockchain, and then other parties can pull it off. And that opens up a whole new window of opportunities for Drupal, namely that different Drupal installations will be able to share data between each other through the peer-to-peer network that is created by multi-chain, managed with MultiDasher, allowing you to, for example, share your user space or stock levels if you're running a shopping site, and things like that. And it's decentralized, it's trustless, which means that there's no central authority, and it solves an awful lot of the security problems and particularly net traffic problems that traditional API pull models or that subscriber push models have. Anyway, please do go to the website, multidasher.org, and have a look at the white paper and some of the specification documents if you're interested. And feel free to send me an email. My address is on the multidasher.org website, or message me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So that's the end of the demo. Keep an eye on the site because we intend to publish more stuff all the time. We've only been going 3 weeks, and this is where we are so far, so pace is very, very rapid. Thank you very much for your time.